So the US Navy has a new platform called the Dry Combat Submersible DCS. And what grabbed my attention is that depending on how you measure the program's history, this capability has been in development for well over 20 years. And that timeline alone tells you that this new device that's going to be launching shortly isn't just a gimmick. This is something rather serious. Hey guys, my name is Pierre. If you're new here to this channel, this is where I build an independent Navy-based sci-fi action thriller movie in real time, and I document the real-world military research that helps keep the story grounded and respectful. You can actually see a teaser poster of it behind me here. Today, I want to break down what the Dry Combat Submersible is, why it matters, and why the long development timeline actually makes sense for a piece of technology with this kind of capability. At a high level, the Dry Combat Submersible is a special operations delivery platform. Basically a mini sub designed to move operators or SEALs underwater quietly for missions where stealth is everything. And the key word here is dry, because historically, special operations delivery vehicles that would move SEALs around were often wet, meaning that the operators and the SEALs were exposed to the elements. And in real terms, that can mean long periods of cold exposure, fatigue, limited ability to rest or stay hydrated, and arriving at the target already depleted. A new dry system changes all of that. It means that the SEAL team can travel longer, stay warmer, reduce exhaustion, stay hydrated, and arrive much more mission ready. According to publicly available program information, the DCS is roughly 12 meters long, which is 39 feet, and displaces an impressive 28 tons. It's also publicly described as being powered by lithium-ion batteries driving 2 electric motors. So for the SEAL team to go from one place to another undetected, they absolutely need to stay quiet. It sounds like lithium-ion electric motors would do just the job for that, because quiet propulsion is everything in most scenarios. It's designed to carry 2 pilot operators and up to 8 special warfare operators or SEALs, which is a significant jump in capacity compared to the older wet SEAL delivery vehicle. Public sources also cite an endurance of around 24 hours and a range of 110 kilometers. And it's also reported to include a lock-in and lock-out capability, meaning that the operators and SEALs can enter or exit while submerged. Most people picture special operations as helicopters, parachutes, and fast boats, but the undersea domain is a completely different battlefield. It's harder to monitor, harder to defend, and it allows approaches that are incredibly difficult to detect. So a platform like the new Dry Combat Submersible, DCS, isn't just transportation, it's strategic capability. And in broader US Navy doctrine, submersible delivery systems like this can integrate with larger undersea platforms, including deployment concepts involving dry deck shelters and larger submarines that support special operation missions. So when you combine a dry submersible designed for stealth insertion with large undersea assets, it starts to paint a picture of what modern maritime special operations can actually look like. The Navy has been working toward a modern dry delivery system platform concept like this for decades now. Some say as far back as the 1980s. So the real question becomes, why would something like this take that long? To understand a little bit more of why this timeline has been so long, it helps to know the Navy pursued a dry combat delivery system concept before something called the Advanced SEAL Delivery System. That program was ultimately canceled, but the fact that it existed at all tells you this capability has been a long-standing requirement. And the Dry Combat Submersible system is widely viewed as the modern evolution of that same idea. A stealth insertion vehicle that keeps operators and SEALs dry, warmer, and more effective when they reach the target. There are a few reasons that a platform like this can take as long as 20 plus years for it to become developed and fully operational. First, the engineering is insane. You're building something that has to operate underwater, under pressure, in harsh conditions, and it has to work every time. Second, reliability and safety standards. This isn't consumer tech. If a laptop crashes, you restart it. If something goes wrong here, the consequences are catastrophic. Third, testing cycles. Sea trials take time. Qualification takes time. Redesign takes even more time. And every change has to be proven. Fourth, evolving requirements. What the Navy needed 20 years ago is not what they need now. Sensors have improved. Detection capability has improved dramatically. Threatening environments have also evolved. So the systems have evolved. And then there's procurement reality. Budget, contractors, approvals, delays, designs. That alone can stretch development across years. So when you hear a timeline like 20 plus years, it doesn't necessarily mean the program struggled. Sometimes it means the capability was refined until it was reliable enough to actually deploy. So what does all of this suggest? It suggests that the Navy has taken undersea insertion seriously for a long time now. And it also suggests that some of the most significant military capabilities aren't flashy. They're quiet and stealthy. And this is exactly why I find this kind of technology fascinating. Because my film project is built around a US Navy SEAL mission framework. And I've been making a point of staying respectful and accurate as best as I could, not writing a Hollywood fantasy version of the Navy. So when you hear of or see platforms like the new DCS discussed publicly, it confirms something. The undersea mission world that people assume is pure fiction isn't pure fiction. It's a reality. These capabilities exist, and they influence the kinds of stories that we can tell, and the kinds of scenes that we can build that actually feel real and plausible. And this is exactly why I'm obsessed with realism. I actually own a full high-tech submersible interior set piece, and it's become one of the most valuable reference tools I have while developing the world of my film. So when I'm building the world of my upcoming film, this kind of technology, the dry combat submersible, becomes a reference point. Thanks to programs like the new DCS, dry combat submersible, in the US Navy, we can actually make movies that used to feel like fiction a lot more realistic and plausible now. So that's the dry combat submersible in a nutshell, and why the fact that it took over 20 years to actually develop and build makes it even more impressive. If you want any updates on my upcoming film project and future development logs, you can join the email list linked on my website below. And if you want, I can do a follow-up episode breaking down how missions using a platform like this may be planned and executed, at least at a high level. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.